Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another segment of The Path Less Traveled. I'm Rachael McGowan.
And I'm Kara Sage.
So, as always on this segment, we want to give you an update on what is going on in the sky. And if you're listening to this in real time, it has been crazy. Okay, the energy is bananas. Kara's always going to get into it. We have left Leo season. We are now in Virgo season. We are in between two eclipses. It's eclipse season. Leo is going into a Pisces eclipse journey. Mercury's moving into Virgo. There's this tension between knowing and surrendering. We are in a universal month 9 in numerology. It is also a universal week 9 in numerology. So we have a lot going on. I'm going to let Kara get into all the details of the astrology, and then I will get into the numerology.
Okay, so we are, as you said, just starting into Virgo season. And Virgo is our nurturer. It's that Demeter type energy, and it helps us to get into routines. I mean, kids are going back to school. We're kind of like starting that part of the new year, right? It's getting into fall a little bit more than summer. So we're getting a little more regimented. How do we take care of ourselves? That's health as well. And then like getting things done. I've noticed an extra boost of me being like more productive this week. Like I'm going to do it before spooky season because that's our time and we got to get
That's
it done,
right.
right?
Right.
So Virgo season is kind of balancing out some of that fire with that earth, grounding us a little bit. And we have an eclipse portal that we're just about to culminate. And it really began right after Lionsgate on August 12th. And we started that. And I want you to think about from August 12th until now, which is going to be the 28th of August. What kind of came into your life or was brought to the forefront? What themes came up for you to revisit and look at? Eclipses often are like a revisiting of a theme. And this one is really calling us to break our patterns. So this is something that's maybe come back around, could be a person, a situation, a way of being that you're almost like given a second chance. Like, how do I relook at this with new lenses? How do I act differently than maybe I would have in the past that potentially self-sabotaged? All those different things are coming up to get us to realize, but it's great because we're in the driver's seat. And if we can just sit back into that seat of the self and look at it from different eyes, I think that that's where we get our power. So think back to the patterns and the themes that are kind of between August 12th to the 28th. Venus has been very active lately. I feel like we don't always talk about her, but she's turned into the evening star and she goes between the morning and evening star. And the evening star is a receiving energy. And so when I think about Venus, I think about Aphrodite, the divine feminine, love, beauty, harmony, peace, all those things. So where do we need to be in a receiving energy for that? Where do we need to stop chasing and start being, and what needs to kind of fall away so that we can kind of be? So these patterns are coming up to the surface, and then we're being called to stand in that power from a place. It's still powerful, but we don't have to chase. It's not that active fire energy. It's like we're just embodying and allowing it to flow correctly. This final eclipse is the blood moon. And I think those are extra powerful. So it's a full moon in Pisces and it's a blood moon, which kind of gives us a little bit of an extra oomph. I think blood moons really bring back past karma, lessons, things like that. So it's just a little extra dose of that. So I think that is noteworthy. And Pisces is really talking about our emotions and how we surrender into that. And how do we surrender these lessons we've learned in that Venus receiving energy and allow that to move us forward. And then, of course, we can't forget about Daddy Karma in the sky, Saturn, who's in retrograde. And so it's like Venus is like the Queen of Cups in the tarot. And then we've got Saturn, who's more like the King of Swords, a little more logical, a little more tough in boundaries. So watching us, are you getting this right? Are you being your highest self? Are you committing to what you said you would? And it's just interesting how that all works together.
Yeah. I have been having crazy dreams. That's what's amazing about eclipses is things are just coming in that are meant to, of course. Stuff I am not even thinking about, but that's what dreams are. They're pulling our subconscious. They're bringing things to the surface that need to be brought to the surface. Yeah, it's been a wild last couple weeks of dreams that I'm like, oh, wow, okay. What am I supposed to do with this?
It has, and that Lionsgate kind of brought it up, and then we started that
Yeah.
eclipse. But Pisces is a dreamer. Pisces is that
Yes.
watery, dreamlike energy. It's also kind of the end of the zodiac, tying that up, which kind of brings us into the numerology going on, doesn't it, Rachel?
Exactly. So Pisces is the last of the zodiac. And so naturally, it's this surrendering energy. And August is a universal month 9. And it just so happens that this week is also a universal week 9. So it is a lot of completion energy that is going on. So endings, release, forgiveness, wisdom, integration, making peace with what has run its course. All that kind of stuff is going to be coming to the surface. And, the fact that we are in a universal year 1 with this 9 energy, think before you become her highest version of yourself that you were talking about, what do we need to release that's no longer serving us, that we don't need anymore in order to step into this next person that we are meant to be? And thankfully, because we are at the end of August, September is a universal month 1. So, universal year 1, universal month 1, new beginnings. So, this next week that we have, the energy is potent and supportive of this release surrender energy. So, this is the perfect time for you to just finally get rid of whatever it is that isn't serving you. Really pay attention to what is dropping in right now, because it's dropping in for a reason, and figure out what you're being called to do. And it's definitely going to be supporting, this next version that you're coming into, and maybe journal, talk with someone about it. Kara, does tarot. So you can always come to Enchanted Moments and chat with the staff there about what's going on, because they're the experts. But yeah, this energy it's a lot. And like you said, Pisces is emotional. It's a water sign. So it can feel very, very heavy right now, but it also should feel very exciting, because after endings, there's that new beginning. And we are entering, like you said, we're in Virgo season. We're entering witch season, fall, with all kinds of fun stuff going on. So, there's a lot of good things to come, even if it feels really heavy right now.
It does. And something also to note, I think the universe rewards bravery. So when you
Yeah.
see a pattern come back up and you see something you need to release, and often it's not, people want to say, oh, it's this person, or oh, it's this thing. It's usually something within yourself. It doesn't have to be the
Yeah.
3D tangible situation. It's whatever is within you that is operating in that system. So when you look at yourself and you get another chance, this comes back around to show you what's going on, and you react differently from a brave place. Vulnerable plus
Yeah.
confidence is what the universe wants to see. And you making those changes, you putting it out there, usually sometimes I feel like really brings a blessing to you, a new opportunity, a change in perspective, a release of anxiety. So that is what we are hoping for you this eclipse season.
Yes. So we hope this was really helpful. We will survive. This is a great time to manifest, perfect
Mhm.
time to release, to step into this amazing new version of yourself. So we love that you were here to listen. Let us know what's going on and if we can help in any way. But that's all we have for today, and we will be back next time.
Bye.
Bye.